Hello students, I am Professor Sweety Patel, Faculty of Ahmedabad Institute of Technology, Computer and IT Department, Subject Advanced Java Technology. In today's session, I am going to cover expression language in JSP. Expression language simplifies the accessibility of the data stored in the Java bin components and other objects like request, session, application, page scope, header, cookie, etc. There are many implicit objects, operators, and reserved words in expression language. So let's see the implicit objects in the expression language. The first one is page scope. So this page scope is used to map the given attribute name with the value set in the page scope. Then we have request scope. Request scope is used to map the given attribute name with the value set in the request scope. Then we have session scope, and it maps the given attribute name with the value set in the session scope. Then we have application scope. It maps the given attribute name with the value set in the application scope. Then we have param object. It maps the request parameter to a single value. Then we have param values. It maps the request parameter to an array of value. Then we have header object. It maps the request header name to the single value. Then we have header values, which maps the array of the values. Then we have cookie. It maps the given cookie name to the cookie value. Then we have init param. It maps the initialization parameter. Then we have page context. It provides the access to many objects, request and session. So let's see the example of the expression language. Here we are having index.jsp file and another process.jsp file. Now in this example we can see that we are having one text box, enter name. Then user is going to enter in that particular text box, and the name of the text box is N1. And we have one button, go. When user clicks on the go button, the form action specify the process.jsp. Means when user clicks on the go button, it will redirect to process.jsp. Now coming to the process.jsp, we want the value from this text box. Now we have numerous techniques by which we can get the value of this text box. First, we have seen in the previous session that request.get parameter, then the name of that text box. Another one we have seen by using set and get property of the action tag, use bin tag, right? And the third one is by using expression language param implicit object. Now this param implicit object is of the expression language implicit object. Okay, so you can get it by using the syntax dollar then curly braces. In that you have to provide the expression or the objects dot the name of the text box. So here param is an implicit object of the expression language, so you have to mention as it is. Then dot n1 means the name of the text box. So this will print the value of the text box user has provided. Now let's see another example. We have here two files again. One is index.jsp and another is process.jsp. Here we are having session expression language implicit object. In that we have method set attribute. Now we are going to set the value inside this user attribute. This is the name of the session. Okay, now I want this value into some another JSP. Like when we can get this value, here we are providing when user clicks on visit button when user clicks on visit link, then it will redirect to process.jsp file. So coming to the process.jsp file, again we have the expression language syntax dollar then inverted curly braces. In that we have the session scope as a expression language implicit object, session scope dot user. Now what is this user? Name of the attribute which we have set in the session attribute. Okay, so session dot set attribute user. So you can get the value from this. Let's see one more example. Here we are having index.jsp file and another process.jsp file. Now as we know that HTTP is stateless, if we want to maintain the state of the user, we could have different techniques like URL rewriting, hidden form field, HTTP session and cookies. As we know, we have the implicit object session, but we don't have any other objects, right? But in expression language we have cookie as a expression language implicit object. So let's see how we can call the value of the cookie. Okay, so cookie is a class of the Java, then object equal to new cookie, then we have to specify two arguments. Here you can say the name of the cookie and value of the cookie. Then the response dot add cookie. Response is implicit object, then add cookie is a method in which we are going to store the value of cookie, means whole object we are going to pass. So here we have added the cookie. Now the value of this cookie we will retrieved in process.jsp. When user clicks on the link, it will redirect to process.jsp, and coming over here we have the syntax for calling the value of cookie is dollar curly brackets, then cookie dot name, that is this name of the cookie, dot value. Value means it will display the value of the cookie we have mentioned. So thank you friends and happy learning.